Alright, so in this video we're finding the derivative of the function that's on the screen, x cubed minus 12x, using the definition of the derivative, or the limit definition, which is at the top of the screen. So again, a lot of the work for this problem can be knocked out if we figure out what f of x plus delta x is. So I'm going to go ahead and plug x plus delta x in for x. Yeah, that's not a very good looking 12, so it'd be 12 x plus delta x. And so there's going to be some work in multiplying out this expression. Of course, this expression is x plus delta x multiplied by x plus delta x, and again multiplied by x plus delta x. So the way I'm going to tackle this is take these first two x plus delta x's and FOIL those out. So this is going to be kind of a long expression. So if I FOIL those first two, be delta x squared, and then all of that multiplied by x plus delta x. And then we've got this minus 12x minus 12 delta x. Okay, and now I need to simplify this expression. So what I can do is take each of these terms, multiply by x, and then each of these terms multiply by delta x. So if I go ahead and do that, again, it's going to be a lot to write out. Be what? X cubed multiply by x, so 2x squared delta x, and again multiply by x, so x delta x squared, and then take each of these three terms, multiply by delta x, so it would be x squared delta x plus 2x delta x squared plus, and then finally delta x cubed, and then I've got those last two terms, minus 12x minus 12 delta x. And so again, this is a lot to write out, but we can combine some like terms. I've got x squared delta x squared delta x, those are like terms. X delta x squared, x delta x squared, those are like terms. So that simplifies the x plus delta x cubed, and then of course these last two terms, minus 12x minus 12 delta x. So that gives us our f of x plus delta x, so then I can take that and plug into the definition of the derivative. Limit as delta x goes to 0 of all this stuff, because that's f of x plus delta x. And then we're going to subtract f of x, so subtract the original function, x cubed minus 12x, all over delta x. And so we see we've got that x cubed and minus x cubed cancel out. This negative distributes, so positive 12x and minus 12x, those go away. Now every term that's left, got this term has a delta x, this term has a delta x, this term has a delta x, this term, they all contain a delta x. So I'm going to factor out delta x. That would leave me with 3x squared plus 3x delta x plus delta x squared minus 12, and that's all over delta x. Of course, now I can cancel the delta x. And now it's okay. In for delta x, here and here, I can plug 0, and so that gives me, what, 3x squared plus 3x times 0 plus 0 squared minus 12. And so that tells me that my derivative is 3x squared minus 12. And so after a lot of algebraic simplifications, that is the derivative of x cubed minus 12x.